It's been many, many years, but have Rovers finally got themselves a decent striker? Gudjohnsen, amazing. We are, of course, talking about the win at Leicester. Hope you're doing well. This is 15 to 20 minutes of Blackburn Rovers chat, and we're talking about 2 wins in a row for Rovers. We're recording this before the midweek games, so apologies if you've already lost, of course, this week, but we're keeping the bubble high. Hope you're doing well. We've got Jason, Mark, Tom, Louis, and Harry back with us to review what was a very impressive win at the King Power. Coming up then this week, we are talking about just how good is Gudjohnsen. We're getting this lot to update their predictions. We're talking about Derby County. Some of them are very sour that you've only given them 2,500 tickets this weekend. And of course, the welcoming back Eustace and the old Blackburn crew. And because it's bonfire night, which player needs a rocket up their season? Who is not impressing us so far? Let's jump straight into it then. Jason, how good is Gudjohnsen? And are you about to eat your words from a couple of weeks ago when I think you said he was rubbish?
Oh, I've already had some. I had some after the first goal on Saturday, and I was just about finishing them off as he put his second one in. Just like wiping, dabbing my mouth after eating them. I was. It just shows a bit of confidence. A striker needs confidence, and he seems to have taken all the confidence he needs from that first goal. He was a different player Saturday. He was linking up well. He was running off. Exactly what I said after the first goal we need him to do. But we need him to start. He showed signs of being a poacher on Saturday, which is what we need. We just need somebody who's in the right place at the right time. We've had it with Jordan Rhodes. Shearer was good at it as well as the other goals he scored. But that type of strike, he's tapping them in at 6-yard box. The amount of balls that we put in that go straight across that 6-yard, we just need somebody there. And he looks like he's got the nous about him to sort of start getting in those positions, which is just what we need. We just need someone in the right position. So, tough game, again, midweek. But we'll see how it goes.
Cheers, Jason. Let's have a look at it then. Mark, talk us through it.
Well, it's just poacher's goal, like we said. Right place, right time. And it just goes to show what a bit of confidence can do. Obviously, he was in the right place at the right time against Southampton. This second goal really impressed me the most. No messing about. Typical striker's goal, roof of the net. Really pleasing to see. As I said, it's amazing what a goal can do, and confidence. I mean, I know we've talked about, haven't we, in previous weeks about some of these lads settling in, giving them time, etc., which has been true. And let's not forget that Gudjohnsen is an international player as well, so he's no mug. But yeah, the way he took his 2 goals on Saturday were brilliant, and I liked his interview afterwards as well, where he obviously wanted that hat trick as well. So I think hopefully we've got a hungry striker there now, and like I said, 3 goals in 2 games, and let's see if he can build on that. I think we were all struggling to see where a player was going to maybe get 10 goals for us this season, but listen, if this lad starts producing now, I think he could easily score 10, 15 goals for us. So, yeah, massively impressed with that on Saturday.
If you have just lost 3-0 to Bristol City away, I apologise for this next bit. But the back 3, Louis, people are saying, DB, shout out to that back 3, in particular Miller. Guy's a rock in that right centre-back spot. Yeah, do you agree?
Yeah, Miller's is a brilliant pickup. Scott Wharton, obviously experienced in Rovers colours. He's been the leader of the back line, obviously, with the armband past few games while Cantwell's been out. Him and Miller, brilliant. And then the one that bugs me, I think McLaughlin. I'm not the biggest fan of him. He's very up and down. He'll make a good pass, or he'll do a good bit of defending, but then every now and again he'll just look a bit dodgy and do something that maybe doesn't mean. He's not. I don't think he's the most organised player, but for 500k, it's what you get in the Championship.
Yeah.
In a back 3, he's obviously got support and he's not as bad, but in a back 4, I think he's not the best person to really have as a number 1 choice.
Cheers, Louis. Hypothetical question time, Harry. If Ainsley Pears is in goal, is that game a draw?
Yeah, I mean, potentially it's a phenomenal save from the keeper. It's one of the best saves I've seen in a long time. And at that point, I think that makes it 1-1, and you never know from that point. Momentum goes their way. You never know. But we're talking about the defensive lining. It makes such a difference as a defender if you've got confidence in the goalkeeper behind you. I know at time. I mean, I didn't think Pears was as bad as a lot of Rovers fans made out to be, but he did have the odd mistake in him. He was never someone you'd be entirely confident with. But Toth at the minute is completely on his game. You can trust him to get Rovers out of danger at times as much as you don't want to. It's great to know that you've got that safe pair of hands behind you, and it gives the team a bit more confidence to then play out. Yeah, and the save he made on the weekend epitomises that as well. And what I really liked about that was it was the only save he made all game. So you've got, as a goalkeeper, if you're out of the game for a long time, and I know he was claiming crosses, making punches, coming out, and so it wasn't like he was completely out of the game. But if you're not regularly facing shots, you've still got to be hyper focused on your game. And when a shot comes out that close, to pull off those reflexes so quickly, to stick at first, from where I was in the stadium, I just assumed the forward had just hit it at him. But it's a great extension of that leg to make that save, and to do that when you haven't really had anything to do for the whole game it demands high plaudits. And I think he's potentially been Rovers Player of the Season so far. It kind of came out of nowhere. We're a bit uncertain if he was going to be the number one or Pears was going to be, but yeah, he's been outstanding for us so far, and I think he potentially saved us all 3 points at the weekend.
You were lucky omen at that stadium, aren't you, Harry?
It's a happy hunting ground, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Oh, God. Right, Tom. Ben says a brilliant performance, much needed win, 2 on the trot now. We are finally getting going, and we're getting the results that we finally deserve. Toth was outstanding today, and that was saved. We wouldn't have gone on to go 2-1 up. 2 up. So Gudjohnsen's a solid finisher. Now this next bit to you, Tom. We are coping well without Cantwell. Doesn't he even get back in this side when he's fit?
It's a very similar dilemma to what we have when England are playing, and when you have some of your best players on paper that perhaps can't get back in the side. I think Cantwell is the club captain, so Ishmael will find a spot for him. But then if you're Tronstad or Gardner Hickman or Deneva, whoever's playing in that midfield role, and then number 10 or Hashi perhaps, you're going to feel a bit aggrieved. You could argue that he should start on the bench when he gets back fully fit and kind of like fight to get back in the side. But we haven't got an abundance of the real quality that Cantwell has to offer. He is that experienced head, and he can, on his day, he can change a game. And up until the injury, he was one of our best players, I think. And you can see the change in him this year when he's been given the armband, and there's real fight in him, which we hadn't perhaps seen last year. So I think he will come back in the side, and I think that probably is deserved because I think his performances prior to the injury warrant that. And I think, he is that kind of game changer, which we do lack. And I think in the championship level, having a player like Cantwell in your team, with all the hard-working players we have got, and like Mark and Louis was just been saying, we are kind of starting to gel. Ishmael's got the team playing, but you don't want to rock the boat too much. So I think he will start on the bench when he's fully fit. But I think, he does deserve a spot in the team. He's one of our best players, creatively, attacking-wise, but he does need to find more of an end product for all of his ability and all his talent. Sometimes he should be scoring more and getting more assists. But, I think he's a great player on his day, one of our best we've got.
So if we take the 3 relegated teams now, Jason, that's Southampton beaten, Leicester beaten, Ipswich, apart from their little bit of drizzle, would have beaten. Are we underestimating this Rovers side? Oh, sorry, is the media underestimating this Rovers side?
I think it was easy to do. I think from an armchair Rovers fan who sits on Twitter looking for a reason to post some crap about us, I think you're just looking at results, and you're looking at results thinking it's not good enough. When you're watching the games and you go into the games, you watch the performances have not been that bad. There's been a couple of stinkers in there, but I look back now on our season so far, I'd say probably 2 poor performances. Other than that, we've not got what we deserved the last couple of games we have. So, and Harry pointed it out last week, I never really thought about it numbers wise, but 9 new players in the squad. It's a new team in it, and I think there's a lot of fans not giving them the chance to gel that they've needed. I think now they are starting to show. I still think there's a couple of gaps in there. With Tom saying about Campbell coming straight, I'm still not overall with Henriksen myself, and I think Marishta, other than that goal, he's not really done a lot. So I think Campbell will come straight back in, and I think he'll add to the team. I don't think he'll rock the boat. I think he'll fill the gap that we've got in the creativity wise that Henriksen and Marishta just not giving us at the moment. But yeah, I think a lot of Rovers fans have been quick to judge. I think now, can't wait for you to go for my prediction in a minute because it's changed.
we'll get to that in a second. There's still to come. Which one player needs a rocket? And our A to Z of Blackburn continues. A really easy letter this week though. E. I wonder what might go in for that. Right, let's talk about Derby then, shall we, Mark? A little bit, because after Bristol City, it's the grudge match now. Let's talk about Derby then, shall we then, Mark? Spurs play Man United at the lunchtime kickoff in the Premier League, but no one should be watching that game. Every pub in the country should have on. Championship's biggest, newest grudge match between Blackburn and Derby County. First of all, let's sort this ticket bit out, shall we? You know you can give them 7,000 tickets. I think you gave Sunderland that last year. I'm sure you gave Sheffield Wednesday that as well. Why haven't you given the poor old Rams the whole of that end?
I'm quite glad actually Rovers have done this, to be honest, because it was great to see the Derby fans whinging and moaning about it, like there was some massive club that were going to come and take over Ewood. It's Derby County. Come on. And as well, it's our 150th anniversary game, so it's our occasion, and we do what we like. As I said, we do tend to give quite large attendances for the away fans. But when I saw it, and I thought, I'm really chuffed Rovers have done that, and it's really got that response, and it's just all adding to it, isn't it? I think, like you said, this game now on Saturday with all the extra Rovers players and Eustace and the ticket thing, the 150th anniversary. It's going to be something special. I just really hope Rovers come out on top, even if it means us getting beat at Bristol City on Tuesday night. Let's just get the points on Saturday. So absolutely. I don't know why the morning. It's a decent enough allocation. And get on with it. You bring your 2,500, whatever. It was great to see a bit of a reaction to that, to be honest.
It says my own teenagers would say to me, it's a bit snide, that isn't it? Right then, Harry, what sort of reception should Eustace get, and what sort of reception will he get?
He won't get a good reception, and I can't imagine why he would expect anything else. He walked out, he threw his toys at the pram when things didn't go his way. He said he doesn't get backed in the window, and then goes and signs all the players that we signed for him last year. He's a walking, talking contradiction of a man, and he really sort of let himself down. He came across as such a decent bloke at Blackburn, and someone that you could really get behind, and I thought you were building something here. But then to just walk away from all of that when things don't go your way every now and then, and use your excuses. I know we had our own problems behind the scene, but you're there to do a job. And when you say you're going to be there and then you back out when things don't go your way, that's cowardice. It was pure cowardice from the man. And it's such a shame because I really liked him, but yeah, he doesn't deserve any positive reception at all. And I don't think he'll get any either.
It hurts me, Harry, that we spent a whole year with you praising him. I think his mum stood next to you in an away game and said, "We love you talking about John."
She's a lovely woman, but she's raised a snake.
Right. In terms of the ex-Rovers players then, Louis, none of them started the Sheffield United game. Bath is on the bench and Travis is still injured. He's unlikely to be back, so I don't think you're going to be seeing Bath starting or Travis on the. But it's just that to take the spice out of it a little bit, that you haven't got a pantomime villain likely to be on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean Travis probably the biggest one that played for us for what was it, a good 7-8 years, something like that. So and he's always got character in a game. He'll always like throw in a dirty challenge or just kick someone for the fun of it. So I could have, if he was fit, I would have expected him to do something like that, just to send it as a bit of a message. But yeah, it might just be take a little bit of fun out of it, make it a bit of a more boring game in terms of players clashing on the pitch and things like that.
Okay. Tom, how would you see this one going? Derby, you're probably playing them just at the wrong time here because they have now just won 3 on the bounce themselves and have just got this midfield that's starting to click a little bit. Would you take a draw or would you go for it?
Again, I think in the way things are going right now, we've got to go for the win. We've played really well against Leicester at the weekend. We played well against Southampton. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow night against Bristol, but we shouldn't be fearing Derby. And like Harry said, there's going to be some real needle here, regardless of the team he puts out. There's still enough players there that have been at Blackburn, and I've got quite a sour taste in my mouth about how it all kind of ended and how Eustace then cherry picked all the players that he wanted to buy at Rovers, and then they've all gone over there. Regardless of the form they're in, I think they're coming to our place, and as Mark just said, it's the 150th anniversary. So the players should be right up for it. There's a Legends game straight after, so hopefully they'll make a big song and dance about that as well and get some of those legends like Morgan Pedersen and David Bentley, David Dunn, all these legends that we grew up watching are there in the stand as well. So the players that are currently playing are going to want to have a point to prove as well to show, we can be the new legends for the new kids coming through. So I think it could be a really horrible game for Derby to come and play. And like Mark said, I'm dead chuffed that we've only given them 2,500 tickets as well. I think we can make it a real atmosphere and make it quite toxic and really hostile for Eustace walking into our place. So I think we should go there and try and get the result and get the win.
Okay. Jason, you got all your voice ready to boo the hell out of him?
Oh yeah, I've been practicing and everything in mirror. He's always stood there. I've been practicing everything. Because I'm such a positive person, you see. I don't call people me, Mark, as you might notice. So, it's going to be hard for me Saturday calling him for 90 minutes, but I'll give it a good go. But no, it's all about us on Saturday. And the only thing that worries me is Derby's in good form, and they're going to come to spoil the party, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Derby fans would love to spoil our party, nick all their team, and then spoil our anniversary. What? Twist is going to be fun after that, isn't it? So, but no, it's two teams in decent form. If we can get a result tomorrow, so I think it's going to be a good game.
Well, if you double mark Aguiman out of the game, then you've got a chance. I think he's the danger man for them at the moment. He's not making the headlines, but he is awesome, awesomely in form. Right then, let's get our new season predictions, shall we? We asked these guys at the start of the season. We're now a quarter of the way through, so it's time to update where we think Rovers are going to finish. Louis, can you kick this off?
It's tricky, but I think at the start of the season my answer was similar, but I'm thinking around 13th, mid-table.
Okay. No offence sitting here. Good, Harry?
I don't think mine's really changed. I don't think mine changed when we're on the bad run either, because like Jason was saying, I don't think we've played that badly in that many games. But yeah, I do worry that we may not necessarily have the goals to trouble the top half of the table. I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong, but yeah, I'd say somewhere around mid-table, like 12th to 14th in that range. But because we're on a bit of a run, I'll say 12th. Okay,
Tom.
I reckon we're going to get top 6. I think. Why not? Let's go on. Let's be positive. Let's go on a run, and we'll take on the big heads, and we'll go. I reckon we'll finish 6th. Sneak
Tom,
in.
you do know this is a Blackburn podcast, don't you?
I thought your whiskey taster was tomorrow.
We're due some luck. Why not? Why can't there's always one rogue team that sneaks in there? Why not? Why can't it be us? Let's say top 6.
Oh my goodness me! Takeaways.
Edit that bit out, Mark. Edit that out.
Yeah, he's had half term. He's all right. He's had half term with his kids. He's gone to his head. Jason.
Mine's changed slightly. I think we might just scrape top 10. I think.
Okay, Mark.
I'm loving the positivity, especially Tom. I knew he'd say something like that, to be honest. But I don't think mine's really changed much either. I think I went for about 13th, 14th maybe at the start of the season. I still think there's a lot of inconsistency with this team. It's new group of, like we said, new group of players. We've played really well the last couple of games, but also without, wanting to put a downer on it. You look at the opposition that we've played. Southampton were probably the worst side I've seen all season. They've since sacked their manager. Leicester, another poor side, and I don't expect their manager to be staying too much longer. Not taking anything away from Rovers, but there will be better opposition that we do play against, and I think that we're going to be quite inconsistent. So, yeah, I'm going to stick around the 13th, 14th mark, mid-table.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Right, it is Bonfire Night, of course, on Friday, so we're asking the team this week which one player needs the biggest rocket up their backside to get their season off and running, who's failed to deliver so far for you. Tom?
There's not been many players that spring to mind, in all honesty, but I think the one player who I think we do expect more from is Ohashi. He started off so well last season, and he hit the ground running, scoring I think 4 quite early goals in his career, and we all thought we got a real player on our hands here. And you can't fault his work rate for the team, but I think for a player now who should be an established starter, an established player in that first 11, we're not really seeing many goals or assists. And I know he's an international player, but I think we need a bit more from him, because I know Gudjohnsen scored 3 in the last 2 games, but we've got to share the load out a little bit more. And I think I'd like to see more of an end product from Ohashi. Okay.
Anybody else for Ohashi?
I think that's a good shout. Ohashi. I think Matt Targay. I know he's not had much game time, and I don't think this manager favours him. I mean, he should have scored on Saturday. That chance that he had.
He should.
I was like, what is he doing? He was taking an age with it. You just knew somehow he wouldn't score. I think Owashi's a good shout, but yeah, I think Matt Targay's got to be obviously in there as well.
Okay, Jason.
Mixon for me. I just, when we signed him, and you see these videos and the sort of character he is, and the quality he possesses, I've not seen any of it. I've not seen any character. I've not seen anything. And I don't know if it's that he's not settling in yet. I don't know if he's not settled in yet, or if it's that he's not happy in the area. Something doesn't seem right with him. Not from the videos I've seen before he come, of what the sort of character he was on a pitch and the quality he possessed. I've not seen any of it. So he just doesn't look like himself at the moment. So stick it up him.
Okay, Louis?
All my guesses have been taken. But I was thinking Mac Targay and Henriksen, mainly Gay, because last season he showed quite a lot of quality at times, especially technically, even though he's quite a big player. He looks good with his feet, and now this season he's just not even being given a chance, and when he's been on the pitch, he's not really done anything. I had another one in mind. Well, I mentioned him earlier, McLaughlin. Who he's been very up and down, as I said, and he's just not really caught my eye that well.
Okay, Harry.
Mine's a very specific gripe with a player, and I don't think it's going to be popular, but I think we need to tell Lewis Miller to stop taking long throw-ins. Listen, I love a long throw-in as much as the next man, but his long throw-ins are just not very good. They're too loopy. There's no pace on them. Sure, they've got a decent amount of distance, but coming in at a pace that slowly, you're never going to get anything from them anyway. Rovers have always been crap in the air attacking, minding me anyway. So give the throws to someone else. Let someone else take up and get the ball on the floor. I love a long throw when they work, but his don't.
Okay. Those specific shouts. Good. Thank you very much. Have they missed anybody, though? In the comments, please let us know. And, of course, finally this week, then, we're up to the letter E for our A to Z of Rovers. So far, we've filled it up with players and moments and everything, but I think this week is a one. Before we put the obvious one in, anybody want to shout out any players?
Yeah, I've got Brett Emerton, who's my favourite player when he played for Rovers. I think he's just worth an honourable mention.
Good shout.
Okay.
Am I the only one who doesn't know what the obvious one is?
Oh, okay.
Am I being daft?
I was thinking that.
Can I just also mention again? I chatted to my great uncle the other day, and he's got a bank
Get
of
him on this podcast,
Right, get this uncle on here. Save us all the time.
And he said to me straight away, Bill Eckersley. He said, 406 appearances for Rovers, played for England, went to the World Cup in 1915. He said he was a left back that would dribble out from the back. He had no fear. And he even told me a story because his family used to run a sweet shop in Blackburn. And he'd often go in, my uncle would go into the sweet shop on match day, get served by Eckersley, and then he'd go down to Ewood and he'd watch him run out on the pitch 40 minutes later and tear teams apart. He said he was a fantastic player and one of the best he's seen play for Rovers. His family still live in the area, and he was a one-club man like Douglas was last week we talked about. So he said to me, if you're going to go for anyone, pick him.
Right.
Lovely story, Tom. When are you going to pick one?
Yeah.
I had Everton as well.
This is cheating. Okay. Right.
Cheating, I agree.
We can't put. We can't have an A to Z without putting the bloody home ground in, can we? Is that okay, Harry?
Benny's dropped.
You know that big thing you've visited for all these years?
I didn't realise you could do that. I thought feels a bit of a cop out to me, but fair enough.
Okay, yeah, we've got to put Ewood Park in, and interestingly, Burnley discussed it on theirs yesterday, potentially putting.
I'm sure they
Ewood
did.
Into
I'm sure they did.
Can you ban that? You must have some authority here, mate, to ban that.
No, I moved them away from it, and they went with something else in the end. I think they went with Estev in the end, but there we go. Right, thanks so much for watching. We're up to letter F next week, so So join us for that discussion. Right, good luck against Bristol City. Good luck against Derby. I'll be privately rooting for you. I'll be watching it. Hopefully, there'll be a pub somewhere in Liverpool before the Fulham game where they're showing that game rather than Spurs United. I doubt it though, but we'll see. Right, good luck. We'll see you at the other side of Eustace's return. Have a good one.
Cheers, guys.